Welcome back, family, to another powerful breakdown here on the Royal Sussex Squad, where we speak the truth boldly, we uplift Harry and Meghan unapologetically, and we expose every dusty narrative the palace and the tabloids try to force-feed the world. Today's story is one of those rare moments where the contrast becomes so painfully clear, so perfectly on display, that even the loudest royal commentators can't hide from it. Because on one side of the world you have Prince William stepping onto a red carpet at the Tusk Awards, basking in the flash of cameras, doing the performative routine the institution has polished for decades. And on the other side, thousands of miles away, under the California sun, you have Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan quietly volunteering in Los Angeles. No spectacle, no announcement, just pure service. This entire moment, this entire day, feels like a cinematic split screen. On one half, the future king, adjusting his cufflinks for maximum camera exposure. On the other half, Harry and Meghan wiping down community kitchen tables, packing meals, talking to families, encouraging volunteers, and teaching their children the meaning of compassion. That is the real story. That is the story the tabloids don't want to amplify because it ruins their narrative. And that is exactly why we are here today. The day began with the royal rota scrambling, because every time the Sussexes step out, even quietly, even humbly, somehow the world's attention shifts. It shifts because they represent something the monarchy simply cannot imitate: authenticity, real compassion, real action. They don't need medals, ceremonies, titles or staged events to justify their presence. They don't need to remind people of their importance. Their actions speak louder. While William arrived at the Savoy for the Tusk Awards, an event the palace tries to inflate every year as a moment of global importance, Harry and Meghan were in Los Angeles preparing and delivering meals for families struggling through the holiday season. And notice something. Harry didn't need to wear a tuxedo to do it. Meghan didn't need to wear a designer gown. Archie and Lilibet didn't need to be paraded for clout or photographed for catalogue placements. The Sussexes understand the heart of service because they live it, not because a royal calendar tells them to. And here's what makes this moment even more extraordinary. They did it quietly. No press invited, no photographers tipped off, no palace PR machine orchestrating a narrative. They showed up because the community needed them. They showed up because it's who they are. They showed up because Princess Diana raised her sons to understand the value of helping people without expecting applause. And out of her two sons, we all know exactly who carries that lesson in his heart. The tabloids will never print that. They'll never admit that Harry is the one embodying his mother's values, while William embodies the institution's values. Because the institution values image, optics, protocol, hierarchy, applause. Meanwhile, Harry values humanity. And while the tabloids desperately tried to hype William's appearance at the Tusk Awards, the global conversation kept drifting back to one question. Why do the Sussexes stay winning without even trying? The answer is simple: intention. The Sussexes move with purpose. Their work isn't transactional. It's not a photo opportunity disguised as philanthropy. They live in alignment with what they preach: service, compassion, community, and dignity. Let's talk about that dignity for a moment, because that is something the palace and the tabloids tried to strip from them. For years, the UK media tried to paint Meghan as a burden, an outsider, a problem. They tried to drag Harry as unstable, foolish, or disloyal. But look at who they have become despite it all. Even after leaving the monarchy, even after being attacked, smeared, defamed and betrayed, they have not become bitter. They have become better, stronger, cleaner, calmer, more focused. Meanwhile, the institution that pushed them out continues to struggle with transparency, relevance, and authenticity. They cannot understand how Harry and Meghan keep generating global goodwill, massive support, and unmatched influence. And the answer continues to be the same. People gravitate toward what is real. William at the Tusk Awards represents what the monarchy wants the world to believe it still is: modern, relevant, admired. But Harry and Meghan volunteering in LA represents what real service actually looks like. No entourage, no curated moment, just people helping people. And let's talk about Archie and Lilibet, because this detail is beautiful and important. Their children were right there with them, witnessing their parents in action, absorbing values that will shape their entire lives. While Cambridge kids are raised in palaces behind closed gates, being taught formality and duty, the Sussex kids are being raised in communities, seeing service firsthand, learning that helping others is not a royal duty, it's a human duty. Now let's get into how the media responded, because this part exposes the hypocrisy we've seen for years. Instead of praising Harry and Meghan's volunteer work, the tabloids tried to bury the story beneath headline after headline about William's tuxedo and Kate's absence. They tried to hype every detail of William's appearance: the suit, the speech, the optics. Meanwhile, the Sussexes fed families in need, taught children empathy, and strengthened community bonds. Yet somehow, according to the rota, one required more attention than the other. And this is where the palace made its usual mistake. They forgot that people worldwide no longer fall for staged narratives. Social media, independent voices, global audiences, they see through the facade. They compare actions, they compare sincerity. And the Sussexes consistently come out on top, not because they try to outperform anyone, but because they move from a place of genuine character. William has appearances. Harry has impact. William has speeches. Harry has service. William has titles. Harry has purpose. William has PR. Harry has people. And this is why every time the palace tries to centre William and overshadow Harry, it backfires. Because the world compares them, and the difference becomes glaring. Let's also talk about Meghan during this volunteer day, because the grace this woman carries is unmatched. Despite all the lies told about her, despite the endless smear campaigns, she continues to show up with kindness. She laughs with people. She listens. She encourages. She participates. She makes people feel seen. That is something the monarchy could never teach her, because she already had it. Meghan is a natural leader, a natural giver, a natural connector. And yet the tabloids still ask, why are Harry and Meghan so popular? This is why. After hours of volunteering, the Sussexes didn't post a staged photo dump or release an official statement. But eyewitnesses spoke. Community leaders spoke. Volunteers spoke. People who actually saw them, interacted with them, worked alongside them. They shared how down-to-earth, compassionate and intentional the couple was. No need for pomp. No need for titles. No need for royal choreography. Just humans doing the work. Meanwhile, William walked into the Tusk Awards with a stiff, rehearsed smile, greeted donors, listened to speeches, and delivered the palace-approved lines. Appropriate, formal, predictable. And once he left, what changed in the world? Nothing. But after the Sussexes left the community kitchen, families had meals. People felt supported, children felt seen, elders felt respected. That is tangible change. You can measure that. You can feel that. That is what real service looks like. This is why the palace still fears the Sussexes, because they expose the monarchy's greatest insecurity, that without the centuries-old institution propping them up, the royals cannot generate organic goodwill. But Harry and Meghan can, and they do, and they will continue to. Let's imagine for a moment if both brothers had chosen the same path: community, compassion, humility. Imagine the monarchy using its platform to actually uplift people instead of clinging to outdated hierarchies. The world would look very different. But that's not the world we have. We have one brother trying desperately to maintain a shrinking spotlight, and another brother who is building light from within. As the evening ended and the headlines rolled in, the story was unmistakable. William had an event. Harry and Meghan had impact. William attended. Harry and Meghan contributed. William posed. Harry and Meghan served. And that is why the Sussexes will always win in the long run. Not because they seek victory, but because they seek purpose. Before we close, let's appreciate this. Every time Harry and Meghan step out, they reinforce the truth about who they are. They are kind, they are grounded, they are principled, they are focused, they are unshakable, and most importantly, they are free. That freedom terrifies the institution. It terrifies the tabloids. It terrifies anyone who believes the monarchy is still the centre of global relevance. But that fear does not stop Harry and Meghan. It fuels them. And once again, today, they led with action. Not optics, not titles, not photo ops. Action. Family, if you're watching this and you support the Sussexes, if you believe in truth over tabloids, if you believe in compassion over PR, make sure you're subscribed, because this channel exists to counter every smear with receipts and clarity. We uplift Harry and Meghan not because they are perfect, but because they strive to be purposeful. We defend them because the world needs balance. We speak out because silence is what enabled the smear campaigns to begin with. Thank you for being here, thank you for watching another deep dive, and thank you for supporting independent commentary. At the end of the day, Harry and Meghan stand strong because people like you refuse to let the lies win. If you want to support the channel, you can hit the super thanks button at the end of the video. It helps us keep going, keep analysing, and keep telling the truth unapologetically. Until next time, family, stay kind, stay informed, and stay Sussex strong.